Hello, I'm Lee McGuire with Dr. Doohi Lee, and today we're going to be looking at an important component of the diamond matrix, and that's lifestyle.
This really is the part that gets us going, literally. We discuss in depth nutrition, how important that is. But when I talk to patients, you say, we are made up of muscles and ligaments and bones and joints. We're designed to move. So we need to move. Taking on great nutrition is great, but if you're not moving and using that mobility that we have, we're wasting a tremendous amount.
So you're talking about exercise right now?
Exercise is one part,
okay,
but it actually is the way you live. I think it's way beyond just exercising. Exercise is obviously a very important part. If you want to stay fit and do all those kind of things, you got to do running and different sports.
So your activity.
Yeah, activities. And there are different types of activities. Exercise is one. There are even things are even sort of semi-philosophical, like yoga. Even things like Pilates that are really non-traumatic, and you're not pounding your joints, but again, amazing for toning your muscles.
Your
and
core
is
coming from your core.
Precisely.
Yes.
So there are many different things. Some people like sports. They like to run around and play baseball or play tennis or swimming or whatever. So, but whatever that you like that gets you out and move and really move your body, and then the important part there is the interconnection between the physical activity and how it affects the brain and how it affects the rest of you. There's a complete connection between exercising, let's say a strenuous weightlifting exercise, and how that triggers release of certain hormones like testosterone and growth hormone.
Mm-hmm.
So by exercising, you're literally making yourself younger and having greater strength. That's the beauty of that. But what's interesting is that then this ties into the whole idea of emotional spiritual health, finding that core internally, that's finding yourself and inner strength.
You have to find your interest in your activity and not put on yourself what you see other people doing.
Precisely.
You have to find that for yourself, and that to me is what I'm hearing from you is probably the most
well, it's a
important
validation, and I think by taking on a certain activity, let's say you like to do weightlifting. This is your thing. You want to work out and
Sure.
build the body and all those kind of things, which is great. But by focusing and persevering in that activity, you get certain kind of benefits. Obviously, you lose a lot of fat. You look great. You look great on clothing and go to the beach, and you got those muscles and whatnot. But the other aspect is that activity triggers a certain emotional response. After you exercise, you lose the weight, you see the muscles definition, you look in the mirror, it's like, wow, I look great. I'm pretty hot. I can go out on the beach and not be afraid to take the shirt off, type of thing. Or you can go out and wear a bikini and feel proud. So there's an immediate emotional enhancement and feedback. And then there's the other thing I just mentioned about the physiological response to that type of activity, how your body responds by releasing certain kind of hormones to actually further enhance your activity level.
So it's important that we find our interest and plan our activities accordingly.
Exactly. Because I ran. But running is not my thing. I just I do it sometimes. I just find it not interesting. It's just not my thing. But some people love running. Great. That's their thing, I have other activities that I like, playing more sports or other things like that. So you have to find your own, activity that fits you, fits your personality, and you have an interest. That's why you stick with it, and it becomes part of your life rather than a chore. So it should become something that is pleasurable, something that you enjoy, even though you work hard and work your butt off.
Right,
it is still something that is like, oh, I did this. This is fantastic, and it comes back and kind of feeds your spirit. Sure. And feeds your emotionality.
What a wonderful place to stop right there,
Yes.
because that's so important. Thank you, Dr. Lee. And now here's more on lifestyle through the Diamond Matrix.
So let's talk about this concept of lifestyle. It's sort of a loose term for a lot of people. We use this term all the time. Somebody has a good lifestyle. Somebody has a busy lifestyle. All these different kind of things. But in the context of what I'm talking about with Diamond Matrix, lifestyle really kind of predetermines a little bit of your projection and pathway towards achieving your goals. Let's face it, we all know you can eat well, but if you sit around like a couch potato, all that good nutrition is not going to do much for you because, we as human beings are designed to move. And that physical exercise have many different benefits, not only from just in terms of moving, getting into shape, but also releasing the different kind of hormones and all the different biochemicals that are critical to enhance your functioning, all the way from the brain through every little organ in your body, and of course the joints and ligaments and muscles and tendons that we use to move and keep ourselves healthy. So there's a huge spectrum of how you would actually approach the concept of lifestyle as you go through the second part of the Diamond Matrix. So let's start with just the concept of exercise. You know, this is again a huge topic. What is exercise? For some people, walking around the block is exercise. For some people, running 27 miles or running a marathon is exercise. So there's again a huge spectrum. But regardless of that, it has to do with how do you actually go and start moving your body and increasing the activity level to enhance the physical part of your well-being. So let's start with walking. There are many patients that I deal with who just cannot do much other than walk. So when I talk to them about exercise, like their eyes kind of glaze over. It's like, I haven't done anything for so long. What do I do? I'm a little overweight. The idea of exercising of any kind is really sort of a foreign concept to them because they haven't done much in a while. So I said, okay, doesn't matter. Anything is better than nothing. Even if you get out and walk around your block a couple times. If you have a dog, take your dog for a nice long walk. You can start leisurely, but as you start to get more in shape, you can actually increase your pace. But that's a way to get started, okay? And then after that, for those of you who are actually in a little bit better shape, you can actually start jogging or even get a bicycle out and just get out there and start moving around. So that's just the initial phase of getting yourself back out to get yourself body moving again. One reason I actually sometimes prescribe martial arts is for patients that I actually deal with in terms of brain health. I found that prescribing this activity, if they actually follow it, because of the mental discipline and the physical discipline and the concentration it requires, really helps them tune their brain in and also enhances the mind and body interaction, because that is sort of the foundation of martial arts. Another aspect of lifestyle activities is yoga. And yoga is fantastic. I don't know for those of you who tried it, I tried a little bit. It's much more difficult than it seems. It seems like you're just standing or sitting or lying still with a pose, but the idea of holding that pose and concentrating is very, very difficult. And it can, again, flow into the idea of how you actually control your mind, control your body, and find a harmony in those two states. So yoga is very, very, I think, important and very wonderful thing to add, whether you are into more physical activities like playing tennis or running or bicycling or even martial arts. That would be a very important thing to kind of consider adding. And for those of us who do a lot of weightlifting and other sports, yoga is great because there's tremendous amount of flexibility built into doing yoga and getting into and maintaining those poses. So it actually naturally makes your body more limber, so you can actually go and have the flexibility to be able to do more, more physical, vigorous activities as well. Another area in the similar vein with yoga is Pilates. Kind of very similar. Again, a lot of that has to do with using your weight, more of isometric type of exercises, smaller movements, very different philosophy of how you actually control your mind. But people who are very good at Pilates get into fantastic shape without necessarily running, 5 or 10 miles. So those are some of the ranges of activities that I think are very, very good. I'm sure you'll think of many others that might be appropriate for you in terms of getting out there, getting your body moving to actually do a regular type of physical activity, whether it's running or more vigorous things to something more sedate and philosophical type of issues. But whatever that fits you, find something, find a couple of things that you can have some variations in that, and make sure you incorporate that as part of the overall structure of achieving health through the Diamond Matrix.